Why the Mona Lisa painting is so expensive. The Mona Lisa is a half-length portrait painting by Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. Considered an archetypal masterpiece of the Italian Renaissance, it has been described as the best known, the most visited, the most written about, the most sung about, the most parodied work of art in the world. Today, in 2020, the Mona Lisa is believed to be worth more than $860 million, taking into consideration the inflation. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa between 1503 and 1506 AD. It's painted in such a way that the eyes of the Mona Lisa fall into the center of vision of the user, while the lips fall into the peripheral vision. The subject of the painting is popularly believed to be an Italian noblewoman called Lisa del Giangondo, the wife of a wealthy Florentine silk merchant named Francesco del Giangondo. The painting was commissioned for their new home and to celebrate the birth of their second son, Andrea. Why it's so famous. What made it so famous apart from the mastery of execution? In 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum and triumphantly returned not long after. Overnight, the painting became a sensation. Newspaper headlines quickly picked up on the museum scandal. The mechanism of stimulating public interest, which is now called creating a hype, works without failure to this day. It is a targeted stream of information, created by all cross-referencing, articles, photos, mentions, and memes, that turns a work of art into a famous masterpiece in the eyes of an art consumer. As works by Da Vinci go, Mona Lisa was never that popular prior to the 20th century, and only a very few art historians really thought much of it. In 1911, a guy who really didn't know much about art stole it from the Louvre, just took it down off the wall, stuffed it under his coat, and walked out the door. It took some 26 hours before the museum even noticed it was gone. When they did notice, the fact that it was by Da Vinci made it a huge media sensation. It wasn't recovered until 2 years later, and the press and the public went apeshit. Suddenly, everybody had to come to the Louvre to see the famous masterpiece, and so it remains today. Apparently, her unique smile has captivated millions. Plus, it's been mass mediatized since technology has improved since then on getting it out to the masses. She is, of course, the iconic symbol of the high Renaissance by a unique individual, Maestro Leonardo da Vinci. That's one reason why La Gioconda is so prized. She's been valued priceless as she is highly insured and the crown jewel of the Louvre. As an art, the Mona Lisa and her loving patrons everywhere, it's one of the most iconic symbols of oil painting and the arts. There is no room for a replacement, for the maestro died in 1519, 500 years ago. Irreplaceable. Also, not thoroughly much as mentioned, is the fact as one of Leonardo's distinctive masterpiece, this one showed at the Louvre. He kept it with him since at least around 1497, whilst he was doing his other masterpiece, The Last Supper, whose dramatic theme installed many budding artists to try and copy the maestro's work, disrupting the monk's cafeteria, as such as much as a younger painter Raphael who visited him just to see the Mona Lisa, to the day that he died. In this particular work, he shows the style of chiaroscuro and a much highly depth-enriched 3D realism into portrait painting with his everlasting grace and patience, and of what an oil painting could possibly be. It would be comparable to today's high definition and visual reality realism. Today's modern art, often too much abstract shapes, forms, designs, are likened to the fast food culture, and which likened to real homegrown cooking is truly bar none. So that was all. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.